Welcome back to another episode of the Office Hours Podcast with Professor Brad Perkins. This week, we are back in class. This is the first week of class. Our students just started back up. They're driving all of us crazy that live here in Ames. They're driving around with no homework and nothing to do, congesting the roadways, taking up space at Walmart and Hy-Vee. Okay, no. We're all glad the semester's starting back up. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to bring in some of our students that just got out of an internship. I'm looking for the good, the bad, the ugly, the great, what you learned, lessons that you took away, and maybe things other people should learn about your internship. So I had 4 students here that were generous enough with their time to come in and talk about their summer experiences. With that in mind, I'll let them introduce themselves. Okay, we'll start here with Cari.
Right. My name is Cari Warmka. I'm a senior.
It's not Carl.
It's not Carl. As much as Brad says it is.
Okay.
I'm a senior in the construction engineering program, and I spent my summer with JE Dunn Construction out in Denver, Colorado, on a hospital shell build out. Kind of mainly shadowed my PE, my project engineer around, and got a lot of time in the field with my superintendents.
Hey, hold up a sec. You're senior. Are you graduating December or spring?
Spring.
Graduating. Okay, so what's your courses this semester?
This semester?
Yeah.
I'm taking reinforced concrete.
Ooh.
Design of Portland cement. English 314, just to get out of the way. I am going to Australia, though, so that'll be fun.
Wait. What's that got to do with school?
It's a study abroad.
Study abroad?
Yeah, the English 314 class.
English 314, study abroad, going to Australia?
Yes.
You'll have to let me know if that's worth it, because I'm doing that
next
year.
I will definitely let you know.
Okay.
And
all
then
right.
form work.
Form work. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, next. Let's move around the table here.
Alrighty, my name is Austin Deeb. I am a junior in the construction engineering program with a mechanical emphasis.
As it should be.
Yeah, I spent my summer with Baker Group in Ankeny in the sheet metal department. We were kind of bouncing all around the Des Moines metro area, doing some small projects, and I also got to see quite a bit of the massive renovation of the John Deere World headquarters. So that was a really cool
I heard that's pretty
one.
big.
It is pretty big.
Pretty big. Okay. And who'd you work for there, Baker Group?
I was under Russ Acton.
Russ. Yeah, Russ has been on here a couple of times.
Yep.
My TA from, years ago. He was in MCA as an officer. Yeah, good guy. Good guy. I know a lot of the guys over there at Baker Group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, back here, because now, so this is the first podcast in the new studio. So if you've watched any of these before, you've seen the table that all 3 of us sat at. Now we got a little cubby hole with a couple extra people. This is pretty cool. Go ahead.
My name is Ronan Pompeo. I'm a current junior at Iowa State with a building emphasis. I know that's not Brad's favorite, but I worked for Burns McDonnell this summer. I was out of the Chicago office, but I worked on site in Mankato, Minnesota. We were replacing the fire protection system for an ADM soybean oil processing plant. So it was they have a foam room in there, and the old foam that they used was PFAS chemicals. So they got in a lot of lawsuits over those chemicals, and our job was to...
New foam?
Yep.
Okay, so you're in 352 right now.
Yep.
All right. So, Cari just took this, and she's like, you remember the whole discussions on foam?
I do.
Yeah, and we were talking about them with regards to aviation facilities, all right? It's just, you got a whole bunch of soybean oil, and it's highly flammable?
It's actually the hexane gas that they burn. They burn the hexane gas to extract the oil from the soybeans, and sometimes it clouds up. They actually have Class 1 Div 1 spaces where Class 1 Div 1 is what kind of hazard is it and how often is it present. So that's highly flammable gas that is present at all times. That's what Class 1 Div 1 means.
Oh.
So that system has to be ready to dump thousands of gallons of firefighting foam on the entire building in an instant. Otherwise, the entire place would go kaboom. And I visited another plant, their ADM's headquarters in Decatur, same thing. That's their biggest plant. And they had, just this last year, they had an explosion. I might be able to find a picture of that, actually, because I visited it. And the entire side of the extraction building is still blown out with a giant hole, and you can just see the rebar left where the concrete used to be.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty interesting stuff, for sure.
That is pretty. So the whole project was just a foam replacement?
Yep, it was a smaller project. I actually was there for the kickoff, so the very start of the project all the way up
Okay.
until the very end. It worked out that it was the start of June up until the start of August when it finished. So I got to see the entire life cycle of a smaller project like that. A lot of emphasis on the plumbing and the mechanical aspects of it. So
Okay, all right. So I have to ask then, why? So you're working. What was Burns and McDonnell's role in this?
they were the GC that was in charge of hiring the subcontractors and just managing the project. So it was a very small team. It was just myself and
Yeah.
a construction coordinator, which is what they call a project engineer, and a superintendent on site. So we were there just managing the
Okay.
construction. So
Well, it just seems to me that this would be something they go direct to, like a fire sprinkler contractor
yeah,
or a
so
mechanical contractor.
they actually got contracts from ADM to do almost all of their replacements across the country. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And all right, so this is something important. Like if you're a freshman or a sophomore, something to understand is that a lot of our mechanical contractors are very, very regional. They've got their home area. They like to stay there. They might open another office, but they're not like, like a JE Dunn, that's got 20 some odd offices spread out across a whole bunch of different places. So with a Burns McDonnell, which is how big are they? What's their net for the year?
it was 7.4 billion last year, and they
Yeah.
project 8.1 this year.
Okay.
So
So I mean, we're talking about a massive nationwide company, and someone like an ADM, who is also a massive nationwide company, would say, just easier if we hire you for all this, and then you figure out who in all these little cities
Yeah,
or big
exactly.
cities, or well, for ADM though, it might be in the middle of nowhere, right?
yeah, I was in Mankato, Minnesota, which is about 40,000 people, and it is a pretty small, I don't know if run down is the right word, but
Run
yeah, it was an interesting
Not
summer. to
not
say
given the
least.
huge vote of confidence for Minnesota.
It was all right. I had a good summer. I learned a lot for sure.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, that's cool. That's interesting being a general contractor working on mostly a fire protection kind of thing. So awesome. So when I get to fire protection, I'll just sit down and let you teach that part.
I'm gonna know everything.
You're going to know everything.
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, this will be awesome because then you can tell me if I get anything wrong.
I don't know if my knowledge is quite to that level.
Oh, no?
but
It could happen. It could catch me on wrong stuff.
we'll see.
All right. Okay.
All right. My name is Jacob Noonan. I am also a junior, and I also worked for Burns McDonnell this summer. I was out of their headquarters in Kansas City, but I was on site in Hannibal, Missouri, which is
Hannibal, Missouri.
it's a super famous town, Mark Twain's hometown. So
Mark Twain's hometown.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn stuff all over there.
Hannibal, Missouri.
Riverboat tours. It was quite the elderly, age group attraction tourist town. But it was fun though.
Was it?
It's pretty cool on the river on the Mississippi, so it was fun. But I was on a foods job. It's a General Mills building. It's like 450,000 square feet was the existing building, and they're adding on like 15,000 square feet for a old El Paso taco shell production line, and they make the seasoned like churro and Dorito taco shells there.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
it's pretty cool.
Okay, so they're a production plant, not storage.
Yeah, production.
Okay. Wait a minute. Couldn't every building in Hannibal, Missouri fit inside that?
The ones that aren't falling down, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just limit it to the ones that aren't
Level,
falling down.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So big picture on that one. What would be your takeaways from it? I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it was a smaller job, but it was cool because there was all these different tie-ins over like holiday weekends that like they had to,
Yeah.
because they don't shut the plant down. It runs 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they're making, there's 4 existing taco shell production lines, and they make Nature Valley granola bars, Progresso soup.
Okay, so
bunch
you're
of other
working on an actively operating industrial plant, right?
Yes.
Hey, just curious, did that owner have like a minimum EMR that you had to have to work there?
EMR.
Experience modification rate, safety standard.
They had very strict safety
Very
standards.
strict. Very
Yes,
very strict.
Food safety was more strict than human safety, it seemed like. Well, they were both very strict, but
Well, they are kind of the same thing.
same thing. Yes.
Yeah, but what happens if you're working in an operating plant and something happens where you can't guarantee food safety? What's the result?
they shut it down and they clean literally everything for 24 hours.
And what else? You're right. I mean, all those things happen.
General Mills would be in deep trouble. They would probably lose a lot
Nationwide
of trust.
recall.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Does that sound familiar? Because there's been a little of that lately. What was the other one that was just recalled? Like, it was monstrous.
Oh, there was one with the Celsius and the High Noons.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
They got them mixed up. They put High
Leave it
Noons
to the
and Celsius
students to
cans.
know that it's an alcohol recall. They're like, oh no, I got the wrong thing. All right.
Yeah.
The Celsius tastes way better than it normally does.
No, but I was thinking there was something else, like a chicken or beef or something. That
I'm not sure.
I know.
That's okay.
The really recent one is the Walmart Great Value Shrimp. It's
Yes, that's the
radioactive,
one.
Yeah.
That's the radioactive Great Value shrimp. Right? I know. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, and a recall like that. I mean, just think about. Okay, you're running a plant for even just a day or two, and now you're like, oh, we got to recall everything that just ran through this facility. I
Yeah.
mean, what kind of a mistake would that be in terms of dollars? I mean, I have no idea, and I'm sure nobody wants
Definitely
to know.
a lot, yeah.
You know, so it's interesting. Yeah, the food safety and just safety in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been my opinion that like there's kind of like 3 tiers to sports and there's 3 tiers to construction companies. And I know you've all heard this in my class before, but residential is to high school sports, and then the step up to college level would be like commercial construction, and then industrial would kind of be equivalent to moving up to the pros in like football or something. I mean, now that you've seen that, Ronan, would you disagree with that, or actually all of you?
No, yeah, I would
yeah.
100% agree. It's seeing the level of effort and just manpower that goes into a project, even as small as the one I was on, was pretty intense. I would say the thing that surprised me the most, though, was the sheer amount of safety paperwork that
It's
Yeah.
it was
crazy.
left to me and the construction coordinator on site as well.
Left to you.
It was I did a lot of the safety stuff. It was mostly myself and the superintendent, actually, because that was just sort of easy. I picked up on it pretty quick, and it's just,
Okay.
sign some stuff here. This is why you have to do it. I actually had to deal with the subcontractors complaining more than either of the two of them, I would say. For some reason, they would pick on me and complain to me
Get
about,
the new kid.
Yeah,
Get the
I know.
new
It's
kid.
like, hey, you can sign your name a
Right.
few times on this paper or we all get fired. So what are we doing here? So
No, it's a good
I don't know.
point. It's a good point. What were their complaints about the safety stuff? Just that it was.
just the amount of it, and they had to do it for things that they didn't think it was necessary. We had a pipe insulator who came. He was there for 2 days, and he had to do the same safety paperwork that all the actual subcontractors who did the majority of the work had to do. So he was not very happy about that. He was actively upset on the site, letting us know, making faces. Very, very unprofessional behavior, to be honest, but just
We
another
had the same
element we
thing.
had to deal with. So
Yeah, that's not probably a good plan.
no,
You know
no.
what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you working at Burns McDonnell, you're doing stuff all the time.
Yep.
And, you see, you're the intern and you remember that. And you're like, man, look, we had these requirements. Just shut up and do it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and it might not be easy, but you are getting paid for it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it easier on all of us. And then, in the event something does happen,
Yeah.
if you don't have a paper like that just because you were complaining about it, it's
Yeah.
a nightmare, and it's bad on my whole team. So
It is. It is. Yeah, there's no good outcome there. And that's a fast way for a company like that to never hire you back.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Because a lot of, in the industrial world, a lot of, whether we're talking ADM or John Deere or whoever, they're going to get contractors they like and keep them.
Yeah.
Or contractors that piss them off, they'll never hire again.
Yeah.
Right,
So
yeah,
that's
that's
another. I'm kind of going on a tangent here about my own
No,
job.
that's
but,
okay.
So my project team has 14 of those jobs total. Just my team of 5 or 6 people, 2 project managers, 1 section manager, and then a few construction coordinators. So I was on the 4th one that we finished. They have about 10 more slated going all the way to 2029. So they
All those in Missouri, or are we talking like nationwide?
all over the place.
All over the place.
Them specifically is more Midwest, so they've already done one in Minnesota, one in Clinton, Iowa, and then a Decatur one. But they actually are doing every single system for every plant that's in the Decatur complex. So they have a corn syrup processing plant, a vitamin E processing plant, and then 2 soybean processing plants, all at that main hub. So those are all happening at different phases of the year, or the next few years, I should say. And they do reuse the subcontractors, but they had similar issues on one job. We had a subcontractor before my time where similar issues with not having parts on time, not having the manpower on site that they needed. And then once we got to this job that I was on, I was actually reviewing the submittals that they sent us with my project manager. And I've never seen him as upset as he was in that moment. It was he's a very mild-mannered guy, and the way that he was reacting to the submittals, it was just full parts missing. The shop drawings weren't annotated at all, completely incorrect.
Yeah.
So he actually did say the words like, yeah, can't wait to never use these guys again. But
We had a very good experience with a subcontractor and a very bad one. And so it was a full 180 from these two different subs. The piping guys they've used before on another site, the one I was on.
All right, say your project again.
It was the General Mills one in Hannibal,
Mills.
Missouri.
Okay.
So
all right.
with all the piping and stuff, they're on track and they're doing amazing. But the mechanical guys were.
And by mechanical, you're meaning sheet metal.
HVAC, yeah. HVAC, sheet metal, and insulation is kind of what they're in charge of.
See, you got to understand, somebody watching this, it'd be very understandable if, when you say mechanical, that can mean, so many different things.
Yeah.
So I just, if you don't mind,
All right,
keep going.
So they were supposed to be off site in the middle of May, and they're still there. It's been.
What's the deal?
Honestly, it was nothing to do with the schedule. It was kind of just they had a lot of I don't know. There was like 3 foremen, 2 project managers that they went through before they got canned. Like it was just a lot of
they got canned.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. So sometimes I teach a engineering law class, and for this winter I'm going to add a little bit on the AIA standard documents. The standard form of agreement between owner and contractor, standard form agreement between, everybody. And one of the things that I talk about is termination for cause. Mm-hmm. So you went through the termination for cause?
Well, the HVAC contractor fired their own project manager. We didn't have anything to do with it. We showed up one
I thought
day.
you meant the contractor got fired.
No.
You're saying, that's uncomfortable.
It was. We showed up and we're like, "Where's so and so?" And they're like,
Jim?
He's not around anymore.
Jim's not around anymore.
So,
right.
But yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah, it was. They're getting there though. I talked to one of the superintendents. They're almost done. So
yeah, I've seen that happen a few times. It's kind of rare, but it does happen, right? You're like, wow, this is almost like 241 when they fire people.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? I just went over the firing rules in 241 yesterday. Right?
What were the reactions?
What were their reactions? Part of it is in 241 they're like, yeah, really? Can I? There's 2 different reactions. Some of them are like, yeah, I don't believe that. And some students are like, yeah, I can't wait to pull this out. I know exactly who in this class I want to fire. I'm not gonna lie. I remember in 241 last semester. I'm not gonna say who it was, but there was one student I could tell she was really wanting to fire somebody.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah, let's not say names.
Talking about.
Not say names.
I won't say names.
She's just like you can see she was like, I'm excited to use this if I need to.
Yeah. It was close. But
it was close.
It was close.
It was close.
There was some discussion.
It was close. There was some discussion. Yeah. All right. What classes are you in this? Right.
So 352, 353.
Right. Yeah.
Trucks and tractors, because unfortunately I'm not mechanical. I haven't turned to the dark side yet.
Oh, you should. You don't have take?
Don't.
Shush, Carl. Shush. Carl.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
Stat 305 and what's the last one? Mechanics. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Well, there's definitely some group projects in those.
Yeah.
So the firing policy, at least for Jenny's class and my class, is still the same. And you're not in capstone yet.
Not yet,
right?
No.
Okay, but so all of your, you're not there, but you're going to be there here within a year. Firing in that whole firing policy we keep in capstone, and it's even more serious. Do you guys know? I probably told you in 352, didn't I, about what happens in capstone if you get fired?
Don't you just redo it, like the whole thing?
Yeah, you have to take it next semester. If your teammates fire you, there is no appeal. There's no do it by yourself. It's just Okay. F
Is.
next semester. Now, it's not easy to fire someone in capstone, and it shouldn't be. I mean, there's a procedure. There's actually like a more formal 3-step procedure that you have to go to, but it does happen. You know, and it's rare, but it is used, and it's uncomfortable. You know, it's like, okay, you're coming back in the next semester, and it doesn't matter if you've got a job already, got an apartment in a different city. You know, there's just your teammates said you were lacking, and then as faculty, we're like, okay, that's good enough for us. It's good enough for us. So repeat. It's a lot less stakes in 352 or 241 or something like that, but it is definitely serious in capstone. All right. Did any of you see any? Hold on a second. I don't remember. You didn't fire anybody, did you, Carl?
No, but I definitely thought about it
You thought about it
a couple times.
couple times. Okay. All right. But see, that's real. Like going back to that project manager gets fired. It's rare, but it does happen.
Yeah.
It does happen. All right. Okay, so here we'll go around back. Cari, you haven't had a chance to talk about your work experience.
Yeah, so I guess this summer, this is my second internship with the National Healthcare Group at JE Dunn.
Okay.
So,
National Healthcare Group. Talk about that one for a little second.
yeah, so JE Dunn has a very big presence in the healthcare market sector,
Okay.
and it's only continuing to grow. So technically the healthcare group's out of Nashville, but we do work all across the nation.
Does that include pharmaceuticals? Do you include pharmaceuticals in healthcare, or is that more industrial?
That I don't know off the top of my head. I've
Okay.
more so been involved with actual healthcare, like hospital
Hospitals.
construction.
Okay.
I know we build like clinics and stuff like that, but
Sure,
our main
sure.
one is definitely hospitals.
Hospitals.
This summer was a way different experience than last summer.
Yeah.
Last summer I was on a completely new greenfield project
Yeah.
down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And then they shipped me off to Denver this summer on a shell build out in an active
Okay.
hospital. So it was
Oh.
a very different dynamic, but one that I'm really
So,
grateful for.
All right. So let's go with the first hospital. Is
Mhm.
it just, just like emergency room and operating rooms, or do they have like high tech stuff like proton accelerators and stuff like that?
It was like they had a full imaging suite, labor and delivery.
Ooh, imaging. Did they have the proton accelerator? No, wait, no. I'm
No.
sorry. You're talking MRIs.
Yeah, MRIs,
Okay, I'm talking-
CT.
They're different.
Yeah.
One is treatment.
Yeah.
The accelerators are treatment. What you're talking about is imaging and looking.
Yes. Yeah, that one was more. So we had an emergency department as well, but MRI, CT. We had 2 floors of med surge.
Ooh,
So,
medical
and
surgery?
Yep. And
Right.
then a floor of labor and delivery, and then obviously
wow.
more room to expand. So we had shell space up on the 4th floor.
Okay, and that was San Antonio, right?
San Antonio.
What'd you think of San Antonio?
Very humid, very hot.
It is
It's
Texas.
very
It's Texas, and it's south of Dallas. So
yeah, it wasn't my favorite place
not
ever.
your favorite. Oh, okay.
I don't know
okay.
if I'd really want to go back. But
Well, you know what? That's just as valuable as anything on a summer internship.
Right.
If you find out that you're in an area and you really like it, that's good. Or if you find out you're in an area and you really ain't digging on it, you're like, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I definitely like Denver more.
Denver more. Okay. We were just in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I would think I was in Colorado when I messaged you, or just got back.
Or you were about to go.
About to
I
go.
think.
I was about to go. That's right. We were at Estes Park, Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more on the south side. I lived down in the Lakewood area for a while.
Oh, by any chance, did you get down? Let me think here. What's that big? Okay, go to Colorado Springs.
Yep.
Head west on I can't remember the name of the number of the highway,
Yeah.
but it kind of winds through these gorges, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
Garden of the Gods.
Garden of the Gods.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're at winds down through there.
I went twice this summer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Right.
One with my family and one with my boyfriend when he came out to visit. So.
There is a Sangria de Cristo mountain range. Did you get over? It's like you gotta keep going west from the gorge, like a ways. Salida. It's near Salida.
Okay. Yep.
Did you get to Salida?
We did not.
Totally beautiful area. By the way, everybody here, I mean, Colorado should definitely be, do not wait until later in your life like I did to actually visit Colorado.
It's awesome.
Mhm.
Okay? And if you go, don't go on the most touristy areas, go into the what I would call Salida, I would call kind of out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got a ton of old mining towns and ghost towns and off-road, trails that you can go Jeep down. I mean, it's cool. It's super cool. But anyway.
Yeah, we stayed, when my boyfriend came out, we stayed kind of near there. And one night we just drove like kind of up the mountains, but not really, just for something to do. But yeah, it was awesome. He loved it and I loved it.
Well, if you ever get a chance to do it again, what I would suggest is like in Salida, go in town to one of the local gas stations or something, get an off-road map that gives you maps of these old mining roads and where the old mines are and trails. They'll be marked, but go prepared. And by prepared, I mean have a serious Jeep. All right, rent one. Okay, have food, water, and the whole thing, because there's just some out-of-the-way off-road trails that are just amazing out there. Just love that particular part of the world. Anyway, okay, so Colorado was a win, and the building that you were building was a shell for a hospital?
Yeah, so JE Dunn previously built the tower off of the Swedish Medical Center that's kind of in the Denver area, and they left room for a shell build-out on the 4th floor. So it was a hip reconstructive suite. So it consisted of 2 ORs. It's for like fully hip replacement.
Just
like
specialized
for
all we
one
do is
surgeon.
hips.
Yep. He like
for one surgeon.
He does hips all day long, and he'll just like go back and forth between the ORs.
Just the one guy.
One guy.
One guy. They're building this whole thing. How big was this project for the one guy?
Like 20,000 square feet. Not big.
Well,
I mean.
Well, 20,000 square feet of hospital.
Yeah, but.
It probably wasn't cheap, right?
It's like roughly around 10 million.
Oh, okay. Let me just go out there on a limb. Iowa State has not built me anything with $10 million.
Did you ask him?
Yes, actually. I ask for him to build a new town engineering all the time.
We all tried to name our new town Brad Perkins Engineering, and you wouldn't let us.
No. Not going to let you do that. Not going to let you do that. Okay. That's just kissing butt, man. Come on. Come on.
Gotta have some of that.
It's not.
More creativity than that.
Yeah, I need more creativity than that. You're just doing that for the easy way out. Come on. But I mean, that's pretty awesome for the one guy they're building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, you got to wonder, what's he bringing to surgery? That's like the first thing in my mind. It's like,
yeah,
what's a hip reconstruction cost? For the one guy to sit here getting a $10 million facility plus all the costs of running it and whatever. All right. So I got to ask, there had to be some cool mechanical systems on this, right?
Yeah, there was. I mean, with it being a shell build out, they kind of accounted for all the stuff that had to go in there, but there was a lot of coordination issues that I was luckily able to see.
Were you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was big, but...
So did the mechanical stuff I just went through help, or you're like, it's so different, the basics like I cover is not even close to giving it justice?
No, it definitely helps in the sense, and I guess this kind of goes over what you were saying earlier, but the content is good to see, and then being able to actually like see it in person, I feel like really solidifies it for me. So, I mean, like, when I was leaving, they were kind of starting up with testing and stuff, so I didn't really get to see all the systems functional, but a lot of it, like, a lot of the mechanical stuff I saw this summer was more so, like, coordination with other utilities in the building and, you know, other trades that are installing, so.
Well, the trick there probably is that by the time it comes to actually install stuff, the design was done so far before they had, and I'm guessing you don't do that type of thing unless you're doing state-of-the-art. Well, the state-of-the-art changes by the time you get drawings done to when it actually comes time to build stuff. So it's just probably just constant changes, I would imagine, or at least it has been for labs that I've done.
And yeah, there was kind of question with how because it's a shell space, so you're not really thinking about like how stuff's running through it yet. They didn't really have the full design for it because it's been a couple years since they've done the tower.
Right.
So that was kind of the biggest issue, was like coordinating with the already existing systems that were there. I think we had to move almost every single riser that they had.
Oh, that's
because they just put them in the most random spots. Like it was
where it was easy to design.
Exactly.
And nobody questioned them on it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. No, those are all pretty good things. Did you have to do a lot of infection control, kind of cleanliness, kind of?
Yeah, So we had weekly meetings with the facility. Obviously, it's a lot of coordination that you just don't really think of. But
did you have to go through the existing facility?
yeah. So our construction entrance was like we basically walked right past like an ICU and a rehab.
Oh wow!
Right there. So we had to have cleaner on site every day, sweeping the floors. We had an ante room. It was really big.
Yeah, sweeping the floors. I don't think just saying, we swept the floors every day. That probably does not do it justice, right?
No, but So we had an ante room to get in and out of the construction space. We had.
Did you have to like bag in everything, bag out everything, wear bunny suits, the whole thing?
Not yet.
Is that coming?
I'm going to assume it does. When they take out, because right now we have negative air machines in the space, so they're not as concerned with that much stuff getting out. So, but once they take the fans out and, get the systems up, that's definitely, I'm assuming, coming their way.
Probably will.
Booties and all that, so.
Yeah.
We had an ante room, negative pressure. We had to keep track of the pressures all throughout the day, make sure fans were running, wipe down wheels,
All right. So what was your job in all this?
I worked a lot alongside our project engineer. I was more so, I walked the field a lot with our superintendents and kind of assisted them with, they made the joke that I'm the youngest, so I know the technology the most. So we just switched over to Autodesk construction.
Anybody else have that? It's you're young. You're young. You should know this.
Exactly.
Here, fix my phone.
Exactly.
When Starlink went down, we had Starlink. Remember that over the summer? It was late July, I think, when Starlink went down and we had no Wi-Fi. And they're like, fix it. I'm like,
okay.
You're like, I'll just launch my own satellite?
Yeah, it's bigger than me. I don't know.
Yeah, fix it, intern. Oh,
man. My superintendent actually turned the brightness all the way down on his computer on accident one time and told me that his computer was broken and it wouldn't light up anymore. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I accidentally pressed the brightness button and was like, there you go. Come on, man.
No. When you do something like that, don't tell him it was that obvious, right? You're like, oh man, that was tough, but I figured it out. And he will be so grateful.
Aren't you so glad I'm here?
Aren't you? Yeah, it's a good thing I was here to help you. Come on, you got to sell yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
Sales pitch.
Yeah, sales pitch. Don't make it sound like it was that easy. Make it like, oh, that was tough. All right. What else? Summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to talk about the Baker Group experience.
Okay. All right. So,
a little closer to home, contractor that's fairly close by. I think Baker Group's been here 3 times to do podcasts, maybe 4, actually.
Yeah, quite a bit.
They're here a lot, so.
Yeah, no, I was kind of bouncing around all summer around Des Moines. Okay. A lot of what sheet metal does is kind of those quick hitters, as they call them.
Yeah.
Those ones where it's just kind of a customer with a relationship calls in and they say, I have this problem. I need some extra ductwork. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the project manager just hops out to the site and tries to figure it out as best they can. So usually when they would do that, they'd bring me along to.
Okay. So that's Russ doing that a lot?
No, Russ was, I wouldn't say is on a lot of the quick hitters.
Who's that then?
His Scott Shoop. He does a lot of those ones. But yeah, I followed him around a whole lot. Just kind of figuring out what the clients need and find a way to get it done.
Okay.
Take it back, build up an estimate, stuff like that. So I got to hop into their estimate workbook and kind of do some of those myself. And see how good I was at it. At first, I was not very good, but as I kept talking to people.
Well, it's such a different thing.
Yeah.
Sure. and I mean, I teach this much estimating and mechanical, but I don't have a company's database. I use books. Yeah. I use means manuals for mechanical, and they do assemblies. You can't get all that specific. So there's really, as an intern, actually that's probably why I think sometimes mechanical is more intimidating, is that it is so specific to a company. And this company, they both might be doing mechanical, but they could be doing it completely different.
Yeah.
And it can be intimidating to try to learn. And especially when they're throwing around all these terms that maybe you haven't heard about.
Oh, yes. That was probably the hardest part. The first 2 weeks, they kept throwing around. I didn't know what a VAV box was for probably the first quarter, but I had to act like I did.
Wait a minute. We talked about VAV boxes in 251.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did. You found them. It was a lab.
Now you know who's listening, class.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Oh man, that was a lab. That was literally a lab. All right. Back me up on this. Come on.
Okay,
Man, it was like 5 whole months ago. How could you expect to
Oh, it's 5 whole months
I
ago.
probably found it, but I didn't know what it stood for. I didn't know what it did.
It's like, yeah, it's there. It's a part of
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right.
Now I know what it does.
Now you know what it does. All right.
Exactly.
Actually, we're going to talk more about what it does in 352.
All right, let me hop
Okay.
up there.
Okay. All right. You'll teach it. Awesome. I'll be able to sit back, hang out, take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, me too.
All right. All right. Okay. So what else about the summer?
I got to go on top of the Iowa State Capitol, which was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Did you go all the way up the spire to the very, very top outside?
No, I didn't.
No, they would. What?
At the very bottom of the Golden Dome.
Oh
is
yeah,
where I was.
but you got to take the secret staircase
I
going
know.
up. You didn't go up there?
I didn't know.
Oh man, that's a cool trip.
I know it.
That's a cool trip. It is sketchy as hell. For those of you that don't know, there is this. So if you're in the middle of the Capitol, you're looking up. You look up to where that dome is, right? And there's the flag that's over it. And then you went up to that it's like a balcony that kind of goes all the way around,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's as far up as you went?
That's as far.
Okay. There is a secret staircase that you can take to that kind of goes up the side of that and comes out in this super sketchy 200-year-old staircase that goes right over the center of the dome to that. Have you seen on the outside of the dome there's like a cupola that's made out of glass? Hold on a second.
Not too sure what that word is, but
Okay, hold on a second. Let me
Never
see
been to
here.
the Capitol building.
Never been to the Capitol building?
Never been there. I don't know
Really?
how.
Iowa State. Yeah, the Iowa State Capitol building is really pretty cool. It's the state of Iowa Law Library is one of the coolest libraries in the country. If you ever get a chance to go see it, I would recommend. All right. Hold on a second. All right, so keep talking. So what'd you do at the Capitol building?
they had a bunch of random leaks in the roof.
Yeah, go figure. It's
And-
forever old.
We were trying to figure out where it was coming from because they had no idea. So we went up there and we just tried to figure out where it was coming from. They had a general idea, but you can never really tell with like those kind of roofs and the way water flows. You just don't know.
No, you don't. Oh, no. I don't know how you ever would.
Yeah.
All right. So here, I'm going to, if you guys can peek around the corner. All right. So what I'm talking about is, here, look over there. I'm talking about that. You can get up in there.
Oh, geez.
The glass part at the top. So where you were at was probably about this level,
Okay,
right?
no, I don't even think I was up there.
Were you down here by these windows?
Maybe even more.
Oh, down by the lower window.
Like way down where it's nice and safe.
Where it's nice and safe. Yeah, safety goes out the window here. Hold on a second. I wonder. All right, let's see if we can find a picture. Okay, so here. So that's when you're looking up at the dome. Can you see there's like a black circle kind of around the blue?
Yeah.
That is a ledge that you can get to. Did you get that high?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't experience anything.
Did you even go on the roof?
Yeah, Jesus, I'm starting to think.
Yeah,
no.
were you even on the
So
roof?
high.
That's what I'm asking, right? Oh, and that's the part of the law library. It's pretty cool. All right, hold on a second. Let's see if we can find a picture. State of Iowa Capitol Dome back staircase to cupola. That is
my.
the sketchy staircase that goes above all of that. And then, the last staircase view. Yeah, there it is. Hold on. I wish I had the pictures. Okay, so see, did you go on this staircase right here?
I went up a staircase that was, if not that, very much like that.
Okay, so that takes you up a ways, but then the top of it looks like that. Okay, that's where you have to go. But you've got to take this out over the center of the dome, just looking out into free space. Because by this point, you know that flag, you feel like you're 100 feet above that flag.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is so sketchy. It is so sketchy. Okay, it is so cool though. Right? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, here. This is that ledge I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that now from there you can go up the back staircase and then up that super creepy one out to the top.
Yeah, wow.
All right. Well, here, if you ever go back to the Capitol, all right, if you ever go back to the Capitol, you got to get somebody. Just come up with a reason that you need to go up there. You're like, I think it's leaking up there by the glass cupola, right? You'll sound like you're a genius. You're like, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it's leaking. We should go check. Odds are you could find something that needs maintenance done on that thing.
Probably.
Right? But it's pretty awesome up there. But okay, anything else on this internship?
Yeah, I mean, I sat in on a lot of meetings with architects, owners, and the general contractors because on a lot of the big projects, Baker was the subcontractor. So yeah, it was really interesting to see just how they communicate back and forth with each other. They used Procore to do a lot of the documentation and move it from like one party to another.
Okay.
And see like who's responsible for doing it now. We did have an experience with a supplier where they weren't very fast on getting things done, and then when they did get it done, it was not correct. So we'd have to send it back, and then like 2 weeks later, it'd come back, not correct.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that back and forth that I saw.
So what would you say your primary job was here for Baker Group? Like, what'd you do on a daily basis?
Yeah, I built a relationship with pretty much all of the sheet metal project managers, and they would come up to me. I would go up to them and just say, what are you up to? What do you need done?
Mm-hmm.
So with kind of the small projects that a lot of them work on, there's not really a lot of paperwork like Ronan and Jacob had to do over the summer as like a general contractor standpoint.
But very, very different. If you're doing industrial projects with a working facility like all three of you were doing, that's a very different deal than going into even the Capitol. They're not building anything. They're not making food. They're not producing pharmaceuticals. They're not operating on people. So it is kind of a different environment.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's a lot more people focused when you're doing these small projects, kind of relationships with clients that you're going to have.
Well, I would definitely agree with that, especially notice though that you're all kind of saying the same kind of thing here. It's like, okay, I'm working for this contractor and we go to city to city to city, and maybe it's in Hannibal, Missouri one day, and maybe this other one's over here, but we're working for a company that wants us to come along. That's a relationship. Mechanical contractors are especially in tune with that because they're working in the same, I'm going to say the same city and surrounding area, but it's the same area. Most of your projects at Baker Group are probably within 2 or 3 mile or 2 or 3 hour drive of Ankeny?
Yes.
Okay. So you get very, 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 very in touch with the owners there. And when a mechanical contractor is doing a project, they're also hoping to do the maintenance afterwards. They're also hoping for, someday it'll need replaced. They're hoping for, what are you building next? So I think that's a fair statement that it's very relationship driven.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. So with that in mind, so what kind of lessons do you now appreciate from some of your Connie classes, or was something that was really important that maybe you didn't appreciate at the time? What'd you learn? That's the thing I'm after. It's like, okay, you went on these internships. They're all good. Cari learned she doesn't like San Antonio.
True.
But that was last year, and she learned she does like Denver. So those are good things. But what else? What else professionally did you learn?
Probably the order of events that things will happen after the shell of a building is built. It's a lot easier for the HVAC, the ductwork, to go in first because it's the biggest. And after that, everything can kind of fit around that.
Ductwork first.
Whatever.
And, no, here. And it's some of the most important. You got to add that in there.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
For sure.
People got to be comfortable.
Yeah.
All right.
Carrie's like,
It wouldn't work without the electrical, though, right?
well,
Oh, geez. Here we
support,
go.
electrical support. All right. Okay. Other things. Anyone else want to throw, Carrie?
I mean, I feel like most of what we learn in class is beneficial to, like, if you don't know anything about construction, is beneficial. But I think one of the biggest things that's helped me is, it sounds so cliche, but like
That's okay. It's okay.
the problem solving.
It's
like,
cliche because it's probably true and
Yeah.
it works.
Like, for example, like we had so many issues with coordination clashes on site, or just like, issues like speaking and communicating with certain trade partners. So I think a lot of what we learn in class, like doing projects or working in lab groups, it really translates, it mimics how it is and how that coordination and communication has to happen in the field.
Has to happen. Okay. All right. And I think it gives you context.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, some of the things that we do in class maybe now make a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, yeah, there, or like, oh, that's why he gives really vague assignments. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's kind of the way life is. Okay, all right, that's all good. Anything else you want to throw out there for learning?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I said, like you get a good baseline from our classes, and obviously you're gonna learn something different every day. But
True.
I felt more comfortable going on site and like, hey, I at least have seen this before. I know what's kind of going on here.
So for working at a big company like JE Dunn, they probably have tons of other interns from tons of other schools.
Yes.
Engineering schools, construction management schools, right? Did you get any feeling for like, do you feel as good, prepared, better, less? Where do you think your degree is in that whole continuum?
Well, I was the only intern on my project this summer, but last summer, I definitely felt like our program was leaps and bounds ahead of the one that the other intern was in. Like, it was just like, he'd never seen Bluebeam before. He'd never
seen Bluebeam. Was he a freshman?
No.
Oh.
Like, he was like going into his junior year as well.
Oh.
And like hadn't seen it before. So
okay.
Like little stuff like that, but then also like they don't know anything about structural framing or like even just like means and methods in general.
So it must have been like construction management type of degree they were probably
I believe that was something along the lines of that.
Okay. All right. How about you guys?
I would agree that what you pointed out. I would say you would be surprised, but you probably wouldn't. Most of the other interns that were in the Chicago office with me were Purdue construction management students. Yeah. And I was pretty shocked at the difference in just general construction knowledge between us. Like, just like she was mentioning, the simple terms. I mean, there were guys that didn't know what an RFI was going into their senior year of construction management at Purdue. Yeah, it was.
Okay, I am actually a little surprised by that because Purdue has a pretty solid program, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, again, could just be the one specific.
Well, it could also be, okay, now that is very true. You cannot judge the whole group there by one, okay? Because you could find one of our students and be like, oh, I am so shocked that Iowa Stater was on and on.
Yeah.
All right, but keep going. Okay, so
yeah, for me, the things that I learned or that I found the most beneficial was probably the terminology, just simple, terms that I understood that made it a lot easier for me to express exactly what I was looking for or what we needed, but also the actual software and the application of skills like Bluebeam. I was the best at using Bluebeam on our project site, and it wasn't particularly close. And it's only been, a few semesters that I started as a mechanical engineer and switched to construction. So I've only had 2 semesters, this being my 3rd in construction. And I was working at a gigantic general contractor, still the best at using those technologies in the software. So there were a lot of times they would turn to me and be like, hey, stare at these drawings until you understand them and annotate them for us because we need to show something to the client. So I actually did that a few times. Took pictures of all of the different valves in a fire protection system like that. You have a lot of different, hydraulically actuated ball valves, just flow meters, operating strain and yoke valves. And none of those technicians in there really understand what is what. So one of the things they had me do at the very end of the project was go through and take pictures of all of the different valves, throw them all on this piece of paper, label them, highlight which valve was what, and then write a little blurb about what they were used for. And they printed it out on this giant piece of paper, laminated it, and threw it up on the wall in the room there for them, right next to all the testing procedures. So
Ronan's cheat sheet on valves.
yeah. It was cool though to see.
Hey, bring that cheat sheet when we get to fire protection.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
It was cool to see them actually using something that an intern was doing on site, though. You know, I felt as though my presence actually did make a difference, and that was probably my favorite part about the summer that I had. So
okay, that's pretty cool.
I would say so. There's two things, kind of like the technical terms and stuff that we kind of talked about already, like what a coping cap is. Like some people wouldn't necessarily know that because it's very niche and it's just something that like the classes like 241 teach us about that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is public speaking that I think Iowa State does a very good job at teaching their students. Because, like, there's not that many of it. Like, think there's what, like,
you mean
40
like
kids?
Calling you out in class is actually a good thing?
yes.
Yes?
Because,
for sure.
like, kind of like when I was in Kansas City, there's like 200 kids there. And, like, when we were in, like, a small group and they were talking about something or, like, we were all working on something together kind of through the orientation stuff and they'd, like, call on people and they would speak. Sometimes you kind of just, like, cringe a little bit. You're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But we've all had, I think, very good, like, training and experience just from being at Iowa State, giving presentations. Since
We do
101.
now. That was years and years ago. Okay, let's rewind the clock quite a ways. Think like between 2005 and 2010, we made a conscious decision where we were like, all right, we used to require speech class, and we were like, it's not good enough. Okay, it's just not good enough. We're like, okay, let's throw out the 3 credits. And so that allows us to teach other things in engineering, but we really felt like they gotta have speaking abilities. That is incredibly important. So how do we do that? Well, we incorporated presentations and, you know, like my method of putting you on the spot in class. And I think all those things probably do a better job of truly preparing you for public speaking, especially the you know, you're at a job site meeting and someone's asking hard questions and you're getting called out. You know, it really helps be ready for that point, because I'm sure all of you saw that in job site meetings where it's like,
Yes.
oh man, you know,
Because you're not up there presenting to people. You're facilitating the conversation and making sure that people understand what's going on. And a lot of people don't learn those skills, I think, from other programs.
Oh, I would agree. I would agree, because that takes it takes small classes. You know, it takes small classes, and then it takes effort.
Yeah.
Okay, that just doesn't happen. You got to do it, and you got to do it deliberately, and you got to do it on purpose. And semesters are long. I'll be honest. By the time the semester goes by, you're like, I just want to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why would I call on Cari and make her explain? Fill in the blanks. But you realize it's a necessary skill. We don't ever grade it. Well, I mean, we grade presentations a little, but it's not like it's a class, but yet it's a very, very important skill set that you need.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's something I would say.
Yeah.
100% when, I'd go home and my dad would be like, so what do you actually do? I would tell him, my job is to know absolutely everything that's going on the site at all times, so that when the project manager calls me up at 2:15 p.m. on a random Tuesday and has some question for me, I'm able to answer it. And that was very satisfying when he would call me up and say, hey, do you know if this, and this has come here yet? Has it been installed? How much foam did we drain out of that tank yesterday? And being able to spit those numbers out and be up to date on everything that was going on gave me a lot of confidence and made me feel a lot more like, okay, I can for sure do this. Like, it's working out. School is working out. It's helping me out. Preparing me, just like you said, when you put us on the spot. I'm sure you get tired of seeing me raising my hand every time, but
No, I appreciate people that participate.
Yeah.
I do. There may be one or two that you almost wish wouldn't participate.
I think we all know.
As much, but I do appreciate it when students truly do participate and they just don't sit there acting like they're not there.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid getting called on. I like that. And you notice that it's like most of the time when you do, you could be wrong as hell, but it's like, oh, okay,
like
well.
Deeb.
Like Deeb.
Like Deeb the other day.
Oh, yeah. When the R value.
Yeah, the R value. Oh, yeah, that's right. And you tried,
Exactly.
right?
And he learned.
And then you'll
That's
remember
funny.
it.
I will.
See, there's the thing is that you won't forget things like that.
Yeah.
And those lessons are cheap, right? They're just in front of me. I mean, who cares if you're right or not? I'm not even keeping score. But you do that in front of your boss, or you do it in front of a client, and now it's super embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody's like, do you know what that idiot intern said in front of the client the other day? That is not the story you want circulating, because they will circulate like wildfire. Or,
I can see. So I was given a decent amount of responsibility. I feel bad because I know some people have internship experiences where they're not given responsibility. I don't know if it's because they're not trusted or it's just the specific project manager or what. But
it is a lot of that. I mean, okay, it's multiple things.
mm-hmm.
Some companies are just a whole lot more deliberate with their internship programs.
Yeah.
Some are better at it than others. I know the most about Baker Group, so I'm going to talk about theirs. They have a very deliberate internship program. They are the good ones. The good ones use their internship program as their first line of interviews for full-time hires.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. And I want to say JE Dunn is good at this, Burns McDonnell. I mean, your intern, they are very deliberate about their internships. The whole idea. This has been years ago, but one of the largest contractors in the world, I won't say which one, it's none of your companies, but even bigger than your companies. He was here interviewing, and we were talking. He graduated with a mechanical engineering degree right about the same time I graduated with Connie. So I've known him a long time. And he was telling me about their internship program that he was running at the time. And he said, Brad, here's the way it's got to work. If 4 or 5 years from now I need one hire, this is the way it's got to work. I got to hire about 6 or 7 or 8 freshmen. So that the sophomore year, we're going to invite 4 to 6 of them back. And then the next year, we're going to invite 2 to 4 of them back. Probably after that last internship before they get a job, we're looking to make 2 job offers, and I'm hoping one of them takes it. So I got to have a whole bunch of numbers coming in here in the pipeline so that we can whittle this process down, because they didn't like hiring. They don't like hiring new hires that haven't been on an internship for their company. That's just their way. Now, that's not always possible because of the numbers they got to have, but that's their goal. That is deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you, JE Dunn, Burns McDonnell, both of you are big enough that you're probably thinking the same way. How many internships, how many interns work for like JE Dunn, do you know? Across the country.
I don't know total, because I technically was out of the East region. I think there was close to 70 of us there, but I'm assuming probably close to 200 or 300 with Kansas City, and we have a West region too.
Oh, I'd be
and
surprised
South
it wasn't higher than that even.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm probably thinking 300 plus.
Okay. You
Burns
guys?
was 645 around the world.
Yep. One of the podcasts I did with one of my former TAs, Reagan, I don't know if any of you have watched that one, but she said they're trying to hire 1,000 interns.
That's
for
insane.
last summer. They're very big. They're actually, like, their total gross was probably as much as JE Dunn and Burns and Mac put together.
That's crazy.
So just understand,
Yeah.
there's few companies actually bigger than them. But anyway, I mean, but that's a big goal. How do you look for 1,000 interns? I don't know. I don't know. That's their problem. I mean, that's their deal. But internships, I am absolutely positively convinced internships are the best for both the student and the company. You get a better feel for if you like the company, what they're doing, their culture, their whole thing, things that you cannot figure out from a website.
And I would say too, like, and this is no diss to the Iowa State program at all, but you do like just naturally learn more being on site.
Well,
I mean,
of course
that's a
you
given.
do.
So
No,
like,
that's no. That's not a slight at all. That's actually the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think our whole motto that we have etched in stone says science with practice?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think that's about? The practice part is if you will, is getting out of a classroom and doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So here, knowledge without experience is trivial. Experience without knowledge is labor. Okay? You see what I mean? Both are needed, but together, and that's what I think an engineering degree is like ours probably does better than most, is that you're getting all the engineering knowledge, and a good internship adds the practice. That's probably why, if I could, since I give you guys a chance to brag about yourselves a little bit, that's why I think, maybe Jenny, Cliff, myself, I think that's why we do a really good job teaching, is that we have the experience part to go with the book learning. Now, we all three of us probably fall pretty hard on the experience part, and less on the purely academic theory and stuff.
I prefer that 10 times out of 10. I would say an actual industry professional who is speaking from, okay, I've been on a project like this, doing tasks like this. This is how we did it, as opposed to just regurgitating from a textbook. It's not even comparable.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that, but here you guys want to hear something funny about one of the comments I got this last year?
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
Right. Okay. Who's got their phone? Can you look me up on Rate My Professor?
Oh, I wonder.
I don't have
They
a
get
service
better and
down
better
here.
every year.
They do. They're awesome. They're awesome. Now, okay, while you're looking me up, okay, you got me?
Is it going to be Brad or Bradley?
Ooh,
I think it's Brad.
Is it Brad?
I think so.
Yeah, go for Brad. Brad Perkins, Iowa State. While you're looking that up, I am actually very in favor of rating systems like RateMyProfessor.com. Okay, I am. I don't look at them a lot, but every year I'll check them because I think they do a very valuable purpose. And what that purpose is that you've got to know before you read them. You got to know there's going to be people with an axe to grind. Okay. Now the question for you as an instructor is this a one-off thing? Because there will always be those. You cannot teach and make everybody happy, and you shouldn't try. Or is the same comment been reoccurring, and maybe I need to think about it? Do they have a point? Kind of like all of you with your peer reviews, and if there's something serious, I usually call you in and we have a discussion about it. Because if there's a point, and you might have a point for the way you behaved as well, but you got to think, it's like, okay, I need to think about it from their perspective. So you can't read one, you got to read them all.
Are you ready?
The good and the bad. Here, and this is the one that just kills me. Go ahead, hit me with it.
Are you like the specific review?
Yes, the very first.
4 out of 5.
What?
Word for word. Are you ready?
Wait. Hold on. Is this the one that says I'm not actually a mechanical engineer?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Well,
Here, before you go, I read it and I'm like, my God, there's all sorts of things that you could pick on me about. Could you at least get it right? But anyway, so go ahead.
I don't know if it's the same one, but worst professor at ISU.
That's the one. There we go. That's how he starts.
Oh, there's more.
Yes, there is.
He's not an engineer, but a mechanical technician.
I know. I'm like, did you pay attention at all in my class? I mean, I feel like that should not be a point of confusion.
The intro slide said Bradley Perkins PE. I feel like
if you're paying attention at all. So you know what I want to add? I mean, I would love to respond to that.
You should.
With just a picture of my PE stamp and nothing else.
He is not an engineer.
Yeah, he's not an engineer. Okay, keep going.
His classes are practical with no depth, not suitable for engineers.
I know that's the student telling me, the actual professional engineer, that my class isn't real engineering and it's not suitable for engineers. Was that it, or was there more?
Oh,
he might have had more.
We're halfway.
Oh,
So
halfway. All right,
yeah.
let's keep going.
He has a big ego and will not listen to any suggestion. Homework and exams are easy but not meaningful. Never changed exam problems, and answers are available. Overall, not a good professor.
Yep. All right. Okay. So this is an example where he has some right things in there, but he doesn't understand the point. You know, and here, so he's like, yeah, he never changes the exams. Okay. Very rarely. You know, here's why. For me, it's about the learning, not the exam. I really don't care what your grades are, and I don't really care all that much about exams. And in fact, I don't even care if you can cheat on the exams. I mean, I want the exams to be fair. That's the most important thing. Okay, so everybody has a fair shot. But here, if you're cheating on exams and classes you really, really need, you are not hurting me, you're hurting yourself. And the thing that I would say is you missed the point of the class. You missed the point of the class. All the stuff that you were supposed to learn, all the stuff that I think would help you out, all the stuff that someday you're really going to have to know. You missed it, and you're like, oh, I can cheat on this. It's not a very good class. I don't care. You know, and I'm like, what I feel bad about is they paid money to be in that class and totally missed the purpose. And so I mean, I encourage reviews, and I read them, and everybody should. But I look at that, I'm like, wow, if your first sentence says I'm a technician and not a real engineer, it makes me wonder how much were you really paying attention to the class?
I don't know.
I feel like I've learned probably 10 times more from like your class and Jenny's class, like those kinds of classes that I have from any like civil engineering class I've had to take, or like calc class, where it's that dynamic where I'm like,
surveying.
All right.
Okay. I know. I mean, and that's the thing here. This is the thing in my classes. If you want, you can learn more. Or if you don't want, you could probably get by and not learn a damn thing. I can't, early in my class or early in my career, when I'd get a bad review or something, it would just like, and Jenny was worse at this. It would hit her hard. She took this so personally. And I understand. I mean, I'd started teaching a couple of years before her. So by this point, I'd come to terms with it, and what I'm saying is that what I decided is I can't care more about a student's learning than they do. I can't make them learn. I can't make them do the work. I can, sure, I could fail them, but I'm not into failing them because, I think that I'm pissed at them. You see what I'm saying? It's a different thing. I mean, if you just don't flat out do it, well, I can't help you. You fail. All right. But I can't care more than they do. Now, for students that care, this is the thing I decide. It's like, okay, I need to make the most effort with the ones that care, the ones that want to learn, the ones that they ask questions, they learn not just by what I'm saying, but kind of they learn by themselves. What I'm saying is they ask questions, maybe of me, maybe they look stuff up, maybe they get those internships that teach them a lot, that are challenging, and by letting the students dictate how much learning they do, it gets a wide range of experiences and product. Where two students could be sitting in the same room and have drastically different experiences, not because I taught to them differently, but because they put in different levels of effort. My goal for teaching is I got a couple. One of them is if you're at class all the time and you pay attention, you should pass easily. Shouldn't be a trick. Shouldn't be hard. I didn't say it shouldn't be no work, though. You'll notice that. Okay. And I'm fully of the opinion that if you don't show up for class and you don't participate, you should probably fail the class.
I think that makes sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, and along the way, I want the evaluation of your skills to be fair. That is one of the most important things to me. Is that if I'm assigning grades for two different projects and this person did A work, what would be fair for this other person? Like final projects are this way. Okay, and that's why there's probably way more gradient on grades for final projects than anything else. Because final projects reveal all the work. They reveal everything that you know or don't. They reveal how much effort you put into it or didn't. So there's a wide range of grades that in any given class students are going to get.
Yeah, that's why I was a big fan of the way that you guys did the grading for 241 and 251, comparing us to each other as opposed to just here's a rubric, can you fill it out? Yeah. Not that way, because like you're saying, everyone learns the same things, but you get out what you put in. So the students who produce the best body of work on any given project probably were the ones maybe reading the textbook on their own time or asking questions in class.
Asking questions.
Things like that.
It makes people, I know you said not to compare your numbers, but it does make people in the class talk and see what they're doing. So you get just naturally.
Oh, I see that. No, that's fine.
Perspectives from,
the
comparison.
It's funny you mentioned rubrics because I'm Jenny and I are very different in this respect, that we are staunchly on the opposite ends of the extreme, where Jenny has this beautiful rubric that tells you everything that you need to do and lays it out, and then I give you a couple sentences, and see, this is where I might get a comment. I read the comment and they're like, life would be a lot better if you do a rubric, and I might agree with the comment and then sit here and go, yes, but I'm not doing it. Because here, just as an example, so when Jenny has this beautiful rubric, what that means is there's no wiggle room in her grading, is that she's got points assigned for everything. You don't do this. This is just it. Whereas I have more flexibility where I might say, as a whole, it's like, yeah, they screwed this part up, but they really did extra on these other things. And maybe as a whole, it's still a decent grade. And I'm not forced to follow that rubric. And Jenny will follow that rubric just to the letter. And then she'll feel bad about it if people fail. She will. She's very, very caring that way. Whereas I'm more like, well, they kind of got as long as I'm convinced that they got what they deserved, I'm not going to feel bad about it.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, and you've seen, with all the group work. Yeah. You assign groups. They're in alphabetical order for the first round.
Yeah, for the first round.
And then we got rated 1 through 5, and the 5s were with the 5s, the 4 with the 4s.
Where'd you hear that?
It was pretty obvious with
for 241?
For 241.
Okay, that was the first semester we tried that, by the way.
Oh. I think I like that because it forces.
Did you?
It forces the guys who were at the bottom of the scale, kind of.
Yeah.
One of them is going to have to take a lead.
And you know what? That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And I will say that I think because we did that the overall quality of every project was probably better. Mm-hmm. And we had fewer group issues.
Yeah.
Where you had Carl here, right?
Geez.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. That was a bad semester to know
What
me.
was the quote? You gave me a great quote about, was it wanting to, it was really, really mean. It was like, what was it you said? I just remember thinking it was funny and harsh. And probably true all at the same time. Yeah, which time? That's true. She's in the office more than once. It's like, I will never work with this person again. This is unfair. This is unfair that I'm having to carry them.
But I think I know what time we're talking. Well,
okay.
Actually, I don't. I don't know if I do.
Okay.
I was going to ask, how come you don't let us choose our groups?
Oh, for sure.
I know you don't choose the people you work with.
No, you don't. That's why. That's why it's up to us, and it makes you work with people that maybe you wouldn't normally.
Yeah.
And that is kind of the point, is that the random by alphabet. Who knows? That's as random as you can mix up a group. Mm-hmm. But then for the last semester, 241, where I had the TAs put you where they thought you belonged. That one is by skill, not by preference. And there's a lot fewer hurt feelings in there. That person didn't choose me, and this is what I want to do. I want to remove the emotional part of the class and have it be more like facts. Okay, performance. Did you do your stuff? Okay, what did you produce for an end product? That type of thing. So, I'm glad to hear you liked it and that you realized what was going on. See, I don't know if everybody realized that, or maybe they just didn't say anything. Maybe everybody did.
Yeah, I would, if I could offer a suggestion.
Please.
I would say that it might be beneficial in terms of overall quality of work for everyone if you let them know that they're going to be rated on a scale by their peers, and that rating you get will directly correlate to the group you get for the other half of the class. Because I know that I was pretty terrified that no matter how good I did or what kind of work I put in, that I might still get stuck with people who don't work as hard as me. and that. So if you could reinforce early on that if
you're saying let them know that this will be how things are judged.
That if you put in the work, you will be rewarded in the last half of the class.
I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
All right. So Cari, as your class did not do that, would you prefer the way that they were just describing? Or would you still go back to the trying to mix groups evenly kind of thing so that everybody has strengths and weaknesses and highs and lows? And
I mean, I definitely feel like it probably would have been a better experience if their groups were at the same skill level or effort level, honestly, because that was a big issue that I noticed.
Effort level. Effort.
It's like, I don't expect you to know everything, obviously, but put the time in and ask the questions.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to get mad at you for asking a question. I might, I'd rather get annoyed if you just sit there and don't do anything for.
All right. So what's the verdict then? You think you think doing your class the way we did it was better than this last spring's class?
I feel like there's pros and cons. Like I said, I definitely
No, I get that.
would have preferred working with somebody at my same effort level, skill level, but I also feel like it teaches you that dynamic, like working with a tough group.
That is fascinating that you are saying this. Oh my Lord.
I know. I'm a changed person.
I wish I could have recorded some of our conversations.
But honestly, I can tell in myself something has changed. Like
something has changed.
Working with the people. Like I have more. This is one of the things that I'm talking about is like these things that you learn on site and in class and whatnot.
Gentlemen, true learning is happening before your eyes. I am like, this is awesome. I'm so glad we're getting this on tape.
Everybody's
keep going. You're on a roll. You're on a roll. Keep going with it.
While it really sucked at the time, and everything I've ever said stands true to this day.
Okay, all right. You're like, everything I said is true.
I do think
but now I realize
it has given me a different perspective on the types of people that you're going to encounter, because not everybody is going to put in the same amount of effort or have the same understanding as you do, which it can be frustrating, but I definitely think that's it's made me realize that there's skills that I need to develop to help combat that, or like how can I aid in some way, or how can I facilitate, them doing their work.
Okay,
and collaborating.
Cari, I just want to say, as an instructor, this is a level of self-awareness and self-reflection that normally you do not see in young 20-something people.
Thank you.
That usually takes many more years before you realize this. That is fascinating for you to say, given everything that you said to me that semester with your team. Okay, and here I just so you guys know, so I've felt this way for a very long time. So if we rewind the clock to when I was coaching little kids soccer with my sons, I had one of my boys really like soccer. He was pretty good at it. I mean, now we're in Madrid, so soccer really isn't all that important in Madrid. Okay, but he didn't like football. He liked soccer. He was focused on soccer, and we even entered him in like AIM soccer club during the off season so he could play soccer. And and so I was a coach, and you know what I would do to him during the soccer season?
What was it?
I followed. Hold on a second. Gosh, I think this might have been Peyton Manning that I got this idea from, or maybe it wasn't Peyton Manning, but it was one of the NFL quarterbacks where he would coach, and he would purposely pick bad kids to put on this team with his son. I would take kids, like on purpose that were not so good at it, just to make him stand up as develop his skills and be a leader. And it frustrated the crap out of him. He's like, Dad, he's like 7 years old. Dad, why isn't everyone playing as hard? It's like, son, I'm like, this is life. I could people that like stack an athletic team at the little kids level, because people do this.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm like you wouldn't learn near as much if you were on a team of everybody that tried as hard as you. Okay, so what I'm saying is I absolutely positively agree with what you're saying, and I've done it to my own kids. Mm-hmm. I've absolutely done it.
I hate to be that guy, but I almost disagree.
Please,
disagree.
I would appreciate that. I would appreciate some disagreement.
There's a caveat. I feel like it's so
There is.
frustrating to be on a team that, you know, it's got a little bit of
It
everyone.
is.
It's so frustrating, and I know that, like, firsthand.
Yes.
And I would, like, if it's for a grade, obviously some people care more about their grades than other people.
Right.
And I probably lean towards the side that I care a little
Probably-
bit more than the
yeah,
average
you might have.
person.
You
So
might have.
it's really frustrating when you're on
Yeah.
a team and somebody's not putting in the work, and you know that's going to affect you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and then you double that with an instructor that doesn't care. You know what I'm saying is I don't really care if you got the A
Yeah.
or the A minus or the B plus.
Mhm.
All right. It's I care that it was fair, but I don't care if you get straight A's.
right.
All right. And you know why? Any guesses?
Because you learn more from the D's and F's and C's than any of
Well,
the A's.
You probably the potential to learn more. Not always. There's the potential to learn more, but there's something else going on.
You can fake it as much as you want and get that A, but at the end of the day, when you're working in industry, it's not the A's or the B's or anything that really matters. It's what you actually
Yeah.
learned and picked up
It is.
in that class.
It is. It is. Nobody cares if you got straight A's. When they're going to hire you, they don't want. A lot of them will even say, "Yeah, we're not looking for straight A's. I'm looking for people that had to struggle. I'm looking for people that had to work hard. I'm looking for people." There's like of all these lists of characteristics, I'm interested in. Grades are like I don't know, down here in the basement. So our industry does not really care all that much about grades. So
I
okay,
see
keep
what-
going.
I see
now,
what you're saying.
Now I want your
Yeah.
contrary idea.
My only issue is that there's a point where it can hold someone back from developing like leadership skills down the line or technical skills like down the line, because most of their time is spent having to do the little things that they already know how to do that person won't for the group.
Okay.
So they don't
Okay.
break the barrier of
I feel like yes and no.
yes and no.
Yeah, it's a yes and
Again.
no. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's life, right?
Right.
I mean, look at every mechanical system I talk to you about. There's advantages. There's disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a perfect answer.
Like
No.
in that way, you're gonna learn a different type of leadership skill or
Yeah.
like technical skill. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I might have to sit here and do this, you know, not as important thing for like an hour, but then again, it's like you're the one
And-
that has to take on a
Yeah.
bigger part because not that
Yeah.
you don't necessarily trust them, but you don't necessarily trust them to take it on yourself.
You just don't trust them.
You just
I mean, you just
but you
don't
know what I
trust
mean,
them.
like-
I mean, it's okay.
But your first group, especially if your first group is the one where you've already had to kind of help mentor someone and push them towards being a good
You're
team
saying
player.
you're saying
At
by
that
that point, I've
point,
had a little of that. Let's
if
get
you've had
something
enough,
different.
then yes.
Let's get-
But there are some groups, like I know there were some groups in our class that were like right off the bat, like they were cruising by.
Oh no,
just
that's
fine.
that is very true.
And it was
we would
random.
have it was random.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that last semester, you know, there was some 241 groups that are just like got 3 people that were all worked well together and they were just cruising. And then there was some that were so dysfunctional. I'm just, oh my Lord, yeah, there's a lot of drama.
It's a fun class.
In your 241 class, right? Oh, way more drama than yours. If I could,
I feel like our 241 class didn't have that much drama.
yeah, theirs did.
Until the end.
Our
Well-
grade, it's been not just 241. There's a lot of drama within our grade for
We
sure.
got some
Yeah.
characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Some of them weeded themselves out though, so that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but
Does happen.
but yeah, there was a lot of drama on that in your class, your particular class that time, which is it. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm going to say it's real. It's real. That's life. All right. So I guess here's the way I've kind of fallen for this semester in 241. We're going to do the random at the first half, and then we're going to sort them by
Ones, twos,
perceived
threes.
skill sets the second, and try to get like skills on projects for that final. We'll see how it goes. I mean, every time somebody's going to be unhappy every time. I mean, one semester, you know, at first, like I taught the class, and at the end of the semester, I didn't change groups at all. You're in the same group the whole time. And they're like, oh, I'd really like to be in groups, you know, different groups. Okay. So then I changed it up once, and I get, I wish I knew more people even. One semester, I put you in a different group every week.
Oh my.
Yeah, where, and then people are like, oh, I didn't like that at all. You know, it's like, okay, I can't win, you know, and every semester I will get, if I do random the first half and then we assign them the second half, I will almost always get some group that says, hey, we work really good together. Could we keep our group? You know, and I'm like, hey, it's awesome. You found people that you work really well together with. No, you can't. I gotta be fair. I gotta be fair. I can't let you self-select and I can't let you do that when maybe not everybody else would have the same positive review of that experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the best side effects of doing things that way is, you walk into all these different engineering buildings and you see their little study centers. I think the construction engineering, the Kiewit study lab, that's the only one you'll see on campus where people are just like up talking to each other. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a side effect of getting put into these random groups. Like it forces
true.
you to get to know people.
Forces you to know people.
And I think that's kind of a small part of what keeps the construction industry large but small at the same time.
I would agree. And you know what's gonna be fascinating in your careers? That is not gonna end when you leave Iowa State. It is such a small world out there. I mean, all of you are probably at some point you're coming across other Connie alum that have had my class or maybe been my TA. I could think of like a half dozen of at Baker Group that's my TA. That was a former TA of mine for sure. Here. So, did you know Dale Drent?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. We worked together on an internship. We were friends in college. I was in his wedding. He was in mine.
Yep.
It's a small world, and so that whole getting to know more people and their skills and who you want to work with and who you don't. Looking at you, Cari. Right? Right? Because she's got her list. She's got a list.
It's forever growing.
It is forever growing. Yes, it always will for all of you. For all of you, it always will. All right? And those are good things. Those are good things. All right. All right. Well, you guys got any other like last thoughts you want to throw out there before we kind of wrap this thing up? And
I actually had one thing that I wanted to mention that I just thought was kind of cool. I have already accepted my return offer from Burns McDonnell. I'm gonna be.
It's not even the career fair yet.
That was the thing. They gave us. It was today.
Yeah.
Today was the day we had to accept them by.
They did
What?
that to me last summer.
That is such a. Who did JE Dunn did?
Yeah.
They do it so
and
they know.
so they can.
They have to go recruit.
And they also so I got a full-time offer from JE Dunn. And
Already?
and
wait a minute. Well, of course you did. Never mind. Did you take it?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I told them I was going to go to the career fair first and that I need to extend because they gave me a due date of the 12th, I think it was. And I was like,
they did.
I was like, just so you guys know, I'm going to go to the career fair.
Okay. So friendly suggestions because, you're already there looking at, and you guys are going to be there soon. So what I would suggest is that you take your offer letter and the benefits package and the whole thing. Let somebody you trust look at it. I will, but if that's somebody else in the industry or parents or whatever, please, because this is probably your first serious full-time job, and you're dealing with human resources people that do this every day, and this is the first one that you've ever seen. And you might be like, what is a 401k? Is this a good deal? Do I want an HMO or a PPO? What does it mean to be employee owned?
Yep.
All right.
I still don't even know.
Okay. See, these are
I'm just kidding.
Well,
it's confusing though.
It is confusing as hell. So, and part of it might be, am I getting a good job offer? All right. I'm here. This isn't a secret or anything, but Engineering Career Services puts out all the numbers. You know what I mean by all the numbers. Everybody that gives up their salary to Engineering Career Services, they keep a record of it, and they publish it. So you know the highs, the lows, the averages, placement rates, whole thing. If you take a below average offer before the career fair, my personal opinion, this is opinion, and you might have a very good reason to do it, But my personal opinion is you probably sold yourself a little short. Okay? Know your worth. You spent a lot of money and time getting this engineering degree. You can never get another first offer. All right? So do your homework like you would anything else, and that needs to be salaries. And you need to understand that there may be a little bit of a divergence between what's best for you and what the company feels is best for them. Especially with some of the larger firms that they have a ton of people to assign. You know, they got all these positions to fill. And okay, so here's what. So you guys, you've all got another year to go, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So at the end of your internship, what they do is and like, hey, Cari, boy, we think you did a great job this summer. Does this sound kind of yeah? And we would like to make this easy on you. We really think that if we could lock up a job offer before you go back to campus, that would be a good thing for you. And, let's just, what are you thinking? Or do we've written up a job offer for you. Would you mind accepting this before the career fair? Okay. You know why they want her to accept it before the career fair?
Because the competition is what's going to drive everything up.
It does. That's true. Something else.
So they know.
Going in, they're like, I got all these spots to fill. Ooh, I've already got one filled. And she was an intern for us, so we know this is a good hire. So this is a good deal for us. And there is nothing wrong with that. I do not blame them for this. I would do exactly the same thing.
Smart, yeah.
It is smart. A good comeback to that would be a couple of things. You got a couple of options. One of them would be, I loved working here, loved the place. I'm really seriously going to consider this offer. Thank you so much. Would it be possible to get a little bit of an extension on the date, though? Right? That's a good. So if that's what you did, awesome. Or there's another option that you could have taken, which I've also seen people do. You know what? I loved working here. I want to work here, and I would love not to go to the career fair and have to fool around with it. Would it be possible for you to give me an offer that I could be confident in, that I don't have to go to the career fair? And they're like, well, gosh, Cari, what would that look like? And you'd be like, well, it probably looks something like I need greater than the average starting salary for Connie's. Okay, that is an absolutely reasonable request. If they're offering to you before the career fair, they know you're above average. Okay, so, and don't sell yourself short on that. You know where you're at in your peer group. Let's be honest, you do. So decide yourself, where am I at? Am I above average, below average? Am I average? Am I going to work someplace that is above average cost of living, below average cost of living? Or do I not know and they could bounce me all over the country? In which case, you better get above average. Okay? Next thing you could do is you say, you know what would really help sell this for me? Is that you could offer me a scholarship for the fall, and that would really help with my own personal financial stress, and I think that would really be the difference maker, is a scholarship. Do you have any idea why that's a good deal for you?
Because they're already making a financial commitment to you in the first place.
They are.
And
that's true.
Maybe more inclined. They have so much invested in you to really bring you back later on.
True. That is true. But why is the scholarship a better deal than a signing bonus?
Because it looks like they care to the school, to the university. Like, if they give someone, like, students money for scholarships, they get their name out there.
They do. Okay, now that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
They do. Now they can be like, oh, yeah, we handed out, scholarships of this amount. There's something else going on here for you. Scholarship money is not taxed as income.
True.
And if you've already got your tuition paid for the fall semester, where does that money go?
Straight to your bank account.
Straight to your bank account. Tax-free. Okay? But let's be real, you've got real expenses this last year. So true story. I think I can tell this because I won't tell who it is or the company or anything. I had one of my she was a TA. She's a great student. MCA, active in MCA, whole thing. And she goes and she does this. It was a co-op. It was like a month. So she was going to come back and then do another co-op the next semester, which would have kind of delayed her graduating. Company she worked for said, she calls me up. She's like, "Hey, Mr. Perkins, I got a problem. Can I meet with you? It's summer." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." She's working in Des Moines. I'm like, "Hey, let's go to cabin or one of the coffee places." Anyway, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like, man, sounds like she's got a problem." She goes, "I don't know what to do." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" Well, the company I'm working for, they want me to skip that other co-op with the other company, and they are willing to give me a full year's tuition and a starting salary of this, which was above average. Promise it to me now if I take the job. I'm like, let me get this straight. They're offering to pay your last year's school, and they're paying way above average on this. Yes. I'm like, and you like them? Yes. Do you feel like you're valued there? Yes. Do you feel like you have a future there? Yes. Why are we talking about this? I thought you had a problem. She's like, yeah, but I still want to check out these other, possibilities and companies. I'm like, do you think anyone's going to do better than this? I'm like, your tuition, was sizable. I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. So my point is that be ready to negotiate, keep your options open. But if you do find a good deal, take it. But it better be a really good deal if it's before the career fair. Before the career fair in fall, because you're graduating in spring? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. It better be a really good deal.
Yeah, that's, I guess I would say why I was more inclined to accept it before the date that they gave me and not really try to push back. One, it's a little intimidating, a giant company like that. You don't really think you have that much push or really.
Oh, you don't think they're counting on that?
No, I understand. So I think
okay, let's eyes open on the way the game's played. Okay, thank you.
But they also already told me what project they would send me to.
Ooh, that's nice.
And that is the Portland Airport, that terminal we were talking about in class.
Oh, yeah?
So I was pretty. I'm a big outdoors guy, so the Pacific Northwest was somewhere I really wanted to go. Denver, ideally, I thought I might like to live there until I checked out the cost of living. So.
Yeah. Have you checked out the cost of living in Oregon?
There's no income tax. Though,
I know. That's just
that Washington.
I'm out of the Denver office, but I'll be on the site for that airport in Oregon. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying Oregon is even higher.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
But they told me ahead of time, so now I can actually try and find somewhere to live. I have more time to figure out everything I'm going to do. So.
All right.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying is there could be fair reasons for you to do it. I'm not saying don't do it. I am saying do it with your eyes open, okay, and evaluate possibilities. All right. Any other thoughts? I mean, I think that's a good thought.
Not for me specifically. I
know
you.
I also signed mine for next summer, but
Jeez, you guys.
I weighed the option.
The
Burns and MacBot. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Cari just
now I have to defend myself here really quick. So I didn't just auto sign it. I wasn't like, all right, click done. I thought about it for a week. I talked to my parents, and I also talked to Ella Lovin about it.
Yeah.
Because she was with Burns and went somewhere else, and just kind of after hearing everything, I just decided I didn't have any problems. I liked the company, and the pay was there, so I was just like, "As one of the things." I wanted to take it, and it takes away some stress from the career fair.
Oh, it does. I mean, you should still all go to the career fair.
I still plan on
Please
going.
go.
Yes,
please go. I mean, come on. I'm canceling class, and I've never done that before in 352. Canceling class for the Wednesday career fair.
It's because of that new building.
Yeah, it's because of that new building career fair. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Our class is right in the middle of the two, and it's just I'm like, fine. I'll cancel class for it. All right. Okay, those are all good observations. Sounds like everybody had a good summer. You all seem pretty happy with your internship experiences, and that's awesome. Okay, and it seems like they were learning experiences. Cari even had some self-growth and reflection live in front of us, which was great. All right. Well, if nobody has anything else to offer, I think we can wrap this up then. Okay?
Sounds good.
Hey, I appreciate you guys taking the time because I know it's a lot of time. Come in here and do this. Appreciate it. You guys that are in my class, let me know what exam you want to get a point back on for the podcast.
Well, which one's the
That
hardest?
wasn't an option for me. I'm just a little.
What's that?
Hurt.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was last semester.
I didn't take it last.
Oh,
Or you didn't start it like
Oh, didn't I?
early enough.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't get your.
You should have negotiated.
Should have negotiated.
right
No,
here. Yeah,
actually,
what?
it was last fall.
What
when
would
I
you
took
recommend?
it.
You took it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right before,
I was
you were
thinking
talking about
you were,
starting it up. Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking. You're right. It was not an option. You just store this for when you're doing a capstone, right? Maybe I'll let you get you a point on the capstone project. Okay.
I'll keep it in my back pocket.
If it's mechanical, maybe I'll give you a point for that. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
All right. All right, we'll see. All right. Well, that will wrap it up for another episode of the Office Hours Podcast with Professor Brad Perkins. Thank you all for joining.